Hey guys, it's Bree. I hope you're having a fantastic reading week. I've been back for about 48 hours, so it is time for my Worldcon wrap-up. So first off, for those of you who don't know this, Worldcon is the convention where they award the Hugo Awards every year. If you've read science fiction and fantasy, you probably recognize the tagline, or more probably, followed the Hugo Awards pretty closely. They recognize the best works in science fiction and fantasy of the prior year, and this is the second year I've gotten to go. This year, Worldcon was held in Helsinki, Finland, and it had over 7,000 people at the venue. They sold out of day passes on like day 2. It was astounding how many people were there. I left for Worldcon on the 4th, or I believe it was the 4th. It was the Saturday before the convention, and wound up with like total of an 11-hour flight, 10 and a half, 11-ish hours, with an 18-hour layover in Iceland. This was my first time going out of the country alone, and I was really nervous at the thought of leaving the airport in Iceland, but I knew I wanted to and was able to get some folks encouraging me to go out, so that I actually wound up doing it. Okay, I am in Reykjavik and have been here for a couple hours now. It's about like 9:30 local time, and my flight doesn't leave until like 12:30 in the morning. So I have plenty of time, and I want to go out and explore the city, go and see Reykjavik and some of the museums, but I am really, really nervous. I've never traveled internationally, and I have never traveled internationally alone, so it is a big step, and I'm nervous, but I have plenty of time to work up to it. It's like another 16 hours until my flight leaves, and I only have to be here for like 1 or 2 hours beforehand. So deep breaths. I'm going to sit here and collect my thoughts, and then I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to get a bus ticket. It'll be 30 minutes in to the city, and then it is like a 15-minute walk to a bunch of the museums, and I want to do that. I'm going to do that. I just need to collect myself. I'll let you know when it's happening. I walked around downtown and saw the National Museum. And all of the kitty cats that were like wandering about, which was amazing. I got to pet some Icelandic kitties. Hey baby. I got to Finland actually like the next day, and it was about 7 in the morning. I went straight to my hotel and slept for like 8 hours and woke up just in time to have dinner with Maya and Kitty. We just had food. It was tasty. I met them at Helsinki's Central Station. It took a little bit of time for me to get there because I got a little bit turned around on the metro. But when I did, we went out for dinner and just kind of walked around the downtown. It was beautiful and amazing, and just generally speaking, pretty gorgeous. I was really fortunate to have Maya there because she's Finnish and lives in Helsinki and has basically got a lot of tour guide cred. Between her and Rhea, who would join us the next day, we got to see a good chunk of the city and get a lot of just kind of cool trivia. I spent that Tuesday also kind of wandering about with no big pressures going on. We met up with a bunch of booktubers who by then we'd basically all gotten into town, and we went to a Viking themed restaurant. We are at Harold's Viking restaurant. You can see there are Viking helmets all along, and a boat. It looks like a boat. It looks like a boat. And there are awesome names. Let's see if I can focus that. There we go. Like Helga's beef stew and pork from the Berserkers. So we're deciding what to eat. As you might expect, Kitty made us put on all of the plastic Viking hats. And it was generally just a really good time. I had beaver sausage there, which was kind of awesome. We don't have that kind of a thing in America because we've like destroyed the beaver population, and it was real tasty. And then we just had, you know, we had fun walking around and going to the bookstores.
Maybe you can.
Maybe.
I think it's probably in the actual like Finnish translation section.
And doing things like that. Day 3, I transferred from the hotel I was at to the Sokos Pasila Hotel, which is where I was staying with Claire from Claire Russo and Kitty from Kitty G Reads. And that was pretty cool.
So we are finishing up for the night. It's about 7:30. This is the hotel room. We have tucked in and done the adult thing, which is getting cookies and candies and booze. This is where I'm sleeping on this pretty couch thing. Claire's going here.
She doesn't know it yet.
Yeah.
But she's
Well, maybe. Maybe she knows just instinctively.
yeah. She
But the first day of the convention was fantastic. It was nice to just like get to see everyone all in the same place, even though we were hanging out yesterday. And the panels were awesome. I really, really liked, there was one on gender pronouns and their use in like language and linguistics that was really interesting. One on Nordic SFF that was also like, it makes me real sad that there are not more English translations in the world. And we went and saw Tea and Jeopardy, which had Emma Newman and George R.R. Martin.
George really Martin, the American Tolkien.
Emma Newman is funnier than he is, but that's okay. Yeah. So we're gonna chill for the night. I am leaving my bag here if we do decide to go out, which we might not. So have fun. We went to the convention center first at like 9 o'clock, right as doors were opening, and we're sped through the line. It was super fast to get registered, and I got recognized in line, which was super cool and not expected.
Okay, so here we are at Worldcon. There is the registration queue, which took me all of about like not even 5 minutes to go through. I'm having kind of a crazy experience. Someone recognized me. Hi, how are you? The woman checking me in and doing my registration. So now I have my tag and my travel card. I'm waiting for Maya and Kitty, and they are coming through. Right now I see Maya is up and doing her registration.
Then Kitty, Maya, Rhea, and I went to the hotel and kind of just sat around, went and had some coffee, and then showed up around noon when the programming for the convention was actually started. That's where we met up with Thomas, which was awesome. And we just kind of wandered about for a little while. We wouldn't see Elizabeth, who was also there for a good chunk of time because she was organizing all of the signings. We tucked in early for bed, and then we're off the next day again running. The lines for most of the things were pretty long, but hats off to the Worldcon organizers because they got in touch with the convention center really quickly when they realized how long queuing was and got us bigger rooms. I cannot say how impressed I am with their responsiveness to people. We went to some more panels and got some dinner, and then we went to one of the coolest things, which was a steampunk bar. And it was fantastic. I was a little like, oh, a steampunk bar, like maybe they're gonna have like a couple pictures of a dirigible on the wall, but then it was amazing.
Apparently sometimes this bar, it just smokes. But Maya says we have to go look in the bathrooms. I don't know which one I'm supposed to go into. The bathrooms say William H, servants, and Elizabeth H.
Elizabeth is women.
Okay.
Servants is the staff.
Oh, okay. Oh, holy Jesus Christ. Yep, this is the bathroom, guys. Hi.
You can work on your figure there.
Yep.
Halfway strap.
I think we all have to live here now. That's the rules of WorldCon. And we got to drink our gin out of a teapot.
We're gonna see if this focuses. There we go. Look at the names of these drinks.
I like the sound of sprinkle bells best.
We're supposed to be getting gin in a teapot with teacups for us, so we're gonna share at the table.
Friday was the actual ceremony and it was just great. There was so much time spent acknowledging international awards and works that hadn't been translated to English. And I think that's so important for one, incorporating our international fandom communities into kind of the broader community. And second, it acknowledged the problem that we have where only like 3% of fiction gets translated into English. Saturday, we got up really early and we went to see Claire first thing in the morning on a reviewing panel. It was called Beyond the Book Review, and she was awesome.
Look what it is. It's Claire. Say hi, Claire. We got Jokarna and Alvaro Zunos Amara, who I don't know.
We're in a majority now.
And hopefully this crowd fills out a little bit, but it's still pretty solid.
And then we went through the rest of the day kind of taking it easy, like enjoying the con, going to some panels, but it didn't feel rushed or anything. There's plenty of like food and opportunities to sit, and admittedly by the end I was so tired. But on Sunday I still got up in time to go to Thomas's panel, which was also on reviewing, specifically this time on book blogs.
You hear these stories of Broadway theater critics who can make or break a play opening night with to whatever degree that's legendary. You hear these stories, and if you're a reviewer and all, you just kind of have this lust for power. Like, wow, that would be so cool.
And he was awesome as well. But they had really fantastic panel programming this year. There were panels on asexuality and YA fiction, moving beyond borders, so like free movement across borders and fantasy stories, things like colonialism and space opera, the kind of things that I think really interest me and I find really engaging. And some of the people on those panels were amazing. Marika Nijkamp was on like 4 that I saw, and I'm basically in love with her now. There were a number of parties that we went to afterwards. My favorite was the Dead Dog Party, which was for everyone who'd made it through. Basically, it was everybody who had not yet left on Sunday night, sitting around slap happy tired and drinking, having just kind of a fantastic, amazing time being with one another and loving science fiction and fantasy together. This was one of the few times I got to really sit around and hang out with Elizabeth. Even though I went to her Airbnb a couple times, this was my favorite time because we were just sitting around and all of the pressure was off. No one had anything to do the next day. Everyone was just like through the end of the marathon and could relax and unwind, and it was pretty fantastic. I just feel so lucky that I got to go this year. I never would have thought that I would have traveled abroad, let alone for something like this, and it was probably the perfect first abroad trip that I could have had. I'm really looking forward to next year, which is going to be in San Jose, California. That is a lot more doable for me, and that will be my 3rd WorldCon. Let me know if you're planning on going to San Jose or if you were at Helsinki, and definitely let me know if you were paying attention to the panels. They live streamed a lot of them, and that was really, really cool. On top of having a fantastic time with programming, everyone I met there was as amazing as I could hope, especially the people who I've been talking to online. It felt like just being back at a reunion with your friends that you haven't seen in a long time. It was so natural and easy, and it made my time so much better. I had a fantastic WorldCon, and I hope you did too if you were there or if you were watching. I hope that you can join us next year in San Jose. You know the drill. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye.